Top 10 more bizarre phobias and their treatments. 10. Ergophobia. People suffer from workplace anxiety from time to time, for example, when you have that important presentation to give in front of a big audience. However, with ergophobia, the sufferer has an irrational fear of work. One treatment for this condition is exposure therapy, in which the patient is gradually exposed to his frightening work environment until he no longer fears it. Another treatment is cognitive behavioral therapy, where situations are created to teach the correct behavior. 9. Ketophobia. Most people would love to have a full head of hair. However, people with ketophobia, aka trichopathophobia and trichophobia, have an irrational fear of hair. Ketophobia comes from the Greek word kate, loose, flowing hair. The phobia can be fear of hair on your own body or fear of loose hair. The person can also be afraid of other people's hair and even animal hair. The condition can arise from a bad experience, like getting a terrible haircut. It can also be related to stress, anxiety, depression, or other mental health conditions. Another possible link is the mental disorder trichotillomania, in which a person compulsively pulls out his hair. 8. Demonophobia. People with an irrational fear of the evil entities called demons have demonophobia, which comes from the Greek word demono, demon. This phobia is closely associated with satanophobia, fear of Satan, and hatephobia, fear of hell. Someone can develop demonophobia from religious beliefs that demons might possess them in a negative way or otherwise cause harm. The phobia can also be triggered by a negative experience with a Ouija board or a seance. 7. Hexacogioi hexakinta. Hexacogioi hexakinta comes from the Greek word hexikatoexinta hexi, 666. It is the fear of the number 666. Considered the mark of the beast. This comes from the Bible, which states in Revelation 13:18, "Let the person who has insight calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man." That number is 666. People with this phobia will go out of their way to avoid this number. For example, if an order totals $6.66, then the person will add something to the order or put something back to change the price. 6. Allodoxophobia. If you fear someone else's opinion of you, then you may have allodoxophobia, which comes from the Greek words allo, different, and dox, opinion. Negative or traumatic events, such as constant criticism as a child, may be behind the development of this phobia. Allodoxophobia is a rare social phobia. Sufferers may not participate in activities because they fear other people's judgment of them. They cannot take feedback of any kind, positive or negative. They can be socially withdrawn or even depressed. This may cause the person to miss out on events and opportunities. 5. Geniophobia. Geniophobia, which comes from the Latin word genu, knee, is the fear of knees. People with this phobia have a fear of their own knees, someone else's knees, or kneeling. This phobia can result from trauma to that person's or another individual's knees. It may even be caused by seeing kneecaps broken in movies. This phobia can also be triggered by certain cultures where it is customary to wear conservative dress and cover the knees. 4. Geniophobia. Geniophobia, which comes from the Greek word geni, chin, is the fear of chins. No one is sure what causes this phobia, but several factors can come into play such as genetics, past experiences, and upbringing. If someone has geniophobia, that person will try to avoid the source of his fear by isolating himself. This may temporarily help anxieties related to the phobia, but it does not cure the individual. 3. Arachibutyrophobia. Have you ever made a sandwich slathered with peanut butter, only to have it stick to the roof of your mouth? This scenario would send someone with arachibutyrophobia into a panic because he is afraid of having peanut butter stick to the roof of his mouth. Arachibutyrophobia is thought to be rooted in a fear of choking, which may be linked to a past experience of doing so. Women may have a higher risk of developing this phobia. 2. Hippopotomonstrosesquipedaliophobia. Ironically, hippopotomonstrosesquipedaliophobia is the name for the fear of long words. It also goes by the name sesquipedalophobia. Even though it is not a recognized phobia and some consider it fictional, it is a real thing. The word hippopotomonstrosesquipedaliophobia can be broken down into several segments. The first part, hippo, comes from the Greek meaning horse. The next part, potamos, means river in Greek. Hippopotame refers to something very large. Then there is monster, Latin for monstrous being. Finally, sesquipedalio comes from the Latin meaning measures a foot and a half long. Like many phobias, it probably came into being through a traumatic experience sometime during someone's life. If the person had trouble with pronouncing a long word in front of others and was ridiculed as a result, this could have caused the onset of this particular phobia. 1. Phobophobia. Phobophobia means fear of fear. A person who suffers from this is afraid of developing a phobia. If the individual already has a phobia, then he is afraid of developing a new phobia, which is the more likely manifestation of this condition. Treatment can be psychotherapy, such as cognitive behavioral therapy and neurolinguistic programming. Various self-help methods include yoga and meditation. So yeah, these were top 10 more bizarre phobias and their treatment. We will see you in another video. Till then, peace out.